Q4, baby. It's Q4. It is October 1st, 2025. There's only going to be one of these days, by the way, in our lifetime. This October 1st, 2025. We're never going to get this one again, guys. So let's make the most out of this hour here together. And let's walk away with some golden nuggets. Hopefully we keep this fuel, right, Michael Windley? Keep this fuel in the tank, keep us fired up, keep us going, build the momentum. Let's go ahead and go through some housekeeping items. Down at the very bottom, you got the chat window. That chat window, feel free to chat with the whole group, chat individually. You also have the ability to use the reactions down at the bottom, thumbs up, hands up, whatever is the best for you. Feel free to use those reactions. Next thing is, of course, our name, Judd, followed by Judd at Asphalt Kingdom. Feel free to change your name and make sure your email address is on there too. The network is really strong, man. The community here at AK is super strong. So let's keep it going. Make sure you're sharing information, interact and engage, work together. That's what we're all about, unity and collaboration. And let's go ahead and dig right into this. The word of, actually, there's 3 words for tonight. Mr. Matthias is going to share it. Do you remember what the 3 words are, Matthias? I do.
Trying to remember now. I'm doing 16 things at once.
Outwork the excuses, man. Outwork the excuses. Write that down, everyone. Outwork the excuses. Man, I remember literally there was this story that I told. We have our Q4 kickoff today with our whole team at AK, right? We've had 30 people on screen this morning on Zoom kicking off this quarter. And I remember sharing a story. It was a really important one. When I was 19 years old, man, we had our first son, Justin, and 19 and a half years old. That was a life-changing moment for me, that's for sure. And I remember what it was like during that time really, really well, not just because he was born and I was 19 and a half years old, but because I'd only been seal coating driveways for 2 months and we were going into the deep Canadian winter. And I was like, oh my goodness. I can't seal coat driveways through these next 4 or 5 months, 5 months, 6 months even, because there's snow on the ground. What am I going to do? And I remember how painful that was for me in that moment, because I didn't have a community. I didn't have a roundtable. I didn't have anyone to really lean on in this industry who had been there and done that. I was bootstrapping this thing, trying to figure it out. And I literally had no money, like broke, $5,000 in debt, just getting this thing going, right? And I was trying to figure out my way going into winter, had some money in an envelope, but not enough to make 5 months worth of hard winter. And I just wish that I had a team of people around me that taught me about no excuses. And sometimes these excuses come up on our own, or sometimes we just don't know any better and it becomes just a natural organic excuse that rolls in. And so in my head, I didn't think that there was any way that I'd be able to make money during the winter months, those cold months in the winter. I considered it off season. You guys have heard me say off season, right? You've heard me say that. Well, that verbiage changes. It's no longer off season. As I've said in the last roundtable and the roundtable before, it's on season, guys. This does not stop. Outwork the excuses. This is what it's all about. And I keep saying to us over and over and over again, who out there right now is actually going out to solve pain points for property owners and facility managers during these off months? Who's doing that? Paving companies are not going out and mobilizing to go and search for 8 potholes on a parking lot or 2 potholes or a catch basin. They're not going to check a catch basin as to whether or not that thing's clogged up. What happens when that snow starts to melt, in the warmer temperatures throughout the day? What happens to those catch basins if they're blocked up? Right, you get flooding. And then what happens when you get the flooding around that catch basin and it freezes overnight? What happens around that catch basin? Gabe, what do you think happens when all that water comes out of the catch basin, floods around it? What do you have right there?
Well, you got yourself a dangerous situation because it's going to freeze and you're going to slip, trip, and fall.
You got a skating rink right there that's a liability risk. And that liability risk, do you think property owners and property managers and facility managers, do you think that they want those liabilities on their lots? I keep saying it over and over. Let's keep beating the drum, guys. If you guys are not out there hunting these opportunities right now, nobody else will, because the majority of people go into the off season. As I said last roundtable, they go in this off season mentality. Don't stop, guys. No excuses. Outwork the excuses. That's the quote for tonight. Outwork the excuses. And for the people on here right now that are currently in business right now, and you're thinking about off season because you're going on vacation and you're going to drink pina coladas underneath the coconut tree because you got rich this year, congratulations. But for those of you that aren't going to do that, it's probably time to outwork the excuses and get to work and make sure your pipelines are completely filled while everyone else is thinking that it's off season. Make sense? Cool. What do you think, Matthias? Outwork the excuses? That's a good one?
100%. Absolutely. If we're sitting there doing nothing, what do you expect of the other end?
Cool. I want to go around, man, with some wins. Let's go around with the board with some wins. I definitely have 2 awesome wins that I want to share. Actually, 3 wins that I want to share quickly, but let's have some other team members go first. Any wins that have come in since last week, since Wednesday? Any wins at all? Luke, I know you have wins, man. Come on. I know. I can see it. You got wins.
Yeah, I do a couple.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, so I just this year is my first year like stepping into really doing the asphalt and pushing it a little bit, and I've just done a handful of parking lots and dozens of driveways. And we're still going with parking lots. We had like 3 this week, so it's working out good, you know.
Come back from a job right now?
Yeah, we did 4 today. So we came back. Yep.
What was that worth to you?
What was the job?
Yeah, 4 jobs. How big were they?
4 driveways. So residential driveways in New York.
$1,000 or something? Is that what you came back with? $1,500?
Yeah, like $1,000.
$1,000. How many hours were you out today?
Well, I had a couple more jobs going on with my other guys with doing like pressure washing and stuff, but I've been out for like 13 hours, 14 hours.
And these clients are going to become clients for life?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I've been doing other services for them also, like I have shrink wrap furniture, so it all flows into each other. So while we're doing the driveways today, we're in the backyard wrapping the furniture. So it's just like it's a never ending flow of like work when, like you're offering multiple services on a house. And definitely I love doing the asphalt, and my guys are learning a lot more. They're doing the jobs a lot more efficient to where like I could actually like let them go by themselves now. Like I was hesitant in the beginning because they were actually doing like shit work. So, but they're getting a lot smoother and putting out like work that I, can accept, and people are happy with it,
Nice. Nice. Well, congratulations, man. I'm stoked that you're here tonight. Glad you showed up, and congrats on the progress.
Thank you.
Michael Winley, you've got to win, brother. You get wins every week. Michael Winley, come on. Preach, brother. Let's get it.
So for me, yeah, this is a win. And it's also a big learning experience for me. I had been doing what y'all taught me to do as far as performance partners. I had sent in some proposals. I went and looked at a 40 pothole job, measured them all, took pictures of them all, sent them on paving guy, gave me a price. Well, we got the job. The job was completed last week, Wednesday and Thursday. Done, looks beautiful. They loved it. I'm talking to his office today, and I'm asking them for some information, let them know that there's 30-day net on the payment. And they asked me about, do I have MPC for sales tax? I don't even know what that is. So I go to my trusted partner in my, me and my wife call Al AI. You know what I mean? It's like my new business associate. Dylan put me on to. He's like, listen, you can tell that thing exactly who it's supposed to be and what it's supposed to do. So now I'm trying to get with the Mississippi something or another. I got to call out to the IRS. I'm waiting for them to give me a call back tonight to get a CP 275 or something with my EIN number on it to send them so I can get that form that they need so I can give it to them so I don't have to pay the sales tax on a $13,750 job. But if it don't work like that, I'd rather be a $13,000 job than this other proposal I'm working on right now that's about $95,000 and me not have that information and it costs me a hell of a lot more later. So sometimes it costs money. The hard lessons might cost you something, but you learn. So now I'm diving into that. I'm working on that. I'm trying to be now I'll be ahead of that. And it just feels like makes me more seasoned about getting out there and being finding performance partners, knowing the language, knowing what they'll expect, what I should be expecting on my end. I was with Mackie in a meeting earlier today. I'm going to start plugging that sales tax into my end anyways. I was just figuring, just write off the pain at the end of the year. You know what I mean? Sherwin-Williams, I got to go, you know what I mean? But when I ain't doing the work, I don't even understand what that term means exactly, but I'm going to find out. So that's my win for the week, y'all. Learn something.
$95,000 quote, Michael Winley, is that what you just said?
Yeah, I'm working on one. It's actually 99. It's going to be about 104 with the line striping. If we get it all, it's 75 without they wanted a 2-part proposal for part of the parking lot and then another part. So I'm working on that. I got to call her tomorrow to go over some other variables on what they're doing there because they actually did like a 3/4 inch, 1 inch pave or overlay a while back, and it's all spider webbed up, broke up, and we're going to do a mill and pave, and we're probably going to try to talk them into going with 1.5 to 2 inches. That way, that same problem that happened to them before don't happen to them again. And I have already sent her the pavement assessment, the walkthrough with all the pictures, why this is happening, what's going on with the process, and so she could send that over to the owner of the building and he can have that information also because I'm pretty sure she don't understand exactly what's going on.
Raise your hand right now if, as you're listening to Michael Winley, that you hear that he's becoming a master of his craft as it relates to the way that following the dang process, the systems, the way that he's actually communicating about this, the assessments and all of it. Do you hear the way he's communicating about that? Really, really important because I'll tell you, I've known Michael Winley for a while now. He was not speaking this way before, man. He did like a $99,000 job. Like he wasn't even thinking about it. It wasn't even close. He would have been excited with $99,000 in revenue.
That's right.
And the mindset has completely pivoted just through internal communication dialogue and finally seeing the yellow brick road of what needs to get executed on. And that's why Michael Winley is going to absolutely crush 2026. Like I know it, I feel it. I watch the way that you show up, Mike. I watch the way that you invest yourself, the way that you're fully in, you're fully in. This is not something that you're like halfway in, halfway out. I'm watching you, man, and I'm just super, super excited about your future. Couldn't be more excited.
Hey, much love to y'all. And my wife's on my shoulder, so she might chime in something here. I just want to tell y'all thank you for helping me realize walking through the vision, the 18-month plan, giving me access to the vault, giving me opportunity to go back and research. And what I don't know, I can come on in here and I can ask the questions and I can be vulnerable because the only dumb question is the one that is not asked. And I've asked a lot of questions that I just didn't know the answer to. And here we are. We got a community of people that'll speak right into that situation and put you on the path that you need to be on to get the help that you need to be doing the things that you need to do to follow the dang process.
He could have never done it without you.
Yeah, there's my wife. She listens to a lot of this stuff, and now she's applying it to her small business, selling dog treats and what she's got going on. And she's already got like 4 employees, and she got all this stuff, and she ain't been doing it but a few months. And I'm just like,
incredible.
She follows the process.
Yep.
Even in her business, with what y'all coached me, she's incorporating that into what she does.
And so
thank y'all.
Thank you. I mean, it's not, here's the thing, right? Like and I'm going to share my wins here as we go forward, but I want to say this, and Matt Phillips, it's the same thing. Gabe, it's the same thing, right? Everyone on here, it's the same thing. Asphalt is out there. It's everywhere. It's waiting for you. The question is, are you going to outwork the excuses, and are you just going to go out there and actually build your pipeline using the right systems and tools to do that? Are you willing to go put in the work to build that pipeline? Are you willing to build the relationships? And when you're first starting out, you got to go even harder at the beginning than what you'd need to do in 6, 7 years from now when you've built a beautiful pavement asset management business where you have all these customers just coming back to you. Like Matt Phillips, he's preached on here, he's spoken to people, but, starting where he started with not knowing really anything about asphalt to now having a business where he just has these clients that renew because he's worked with integrity and performed really high quality jobs, and he's communicated effectively, and he just has been genuine, a consultative sales approach on this. He's built a beautiful business, and now he doesn't need to go out as much and acquire, because customer acquisition is very expensive. He doesn't need to go out and acquire as many customers because he has all of these customers that are returning, and then the word of mouth from all of those customers just builds more and more momentum. Am I right, Matt? Incorrect in saying that? Or am I outside?
Yeah. I was going to say on one of my wins, we did a Holiday Inn Express and a Staybridge hotel. There are two hotels that share kind of the same parking lot and structure. It's about 87,000 square feet. We started that on Sunday at 11 a.m. and we were pulling away Monday at 6 p.m. on that. And just having the system in place, that's clean, crack sealed, seal coated, and line striped. I was the last one out with the line striping. I didn't even get 45 minutes down the road, and the manager had sent pictures of his parking lot to another manager at a hotel up in Wyoming. And that guy called me and said, I need you to come up and do mine. And I'm like, it's winter time, so I may not be able to get to it this winter, but so just that professionalism, no walking on the concrete, keep it clean, make it look nice, and just awesome. And in addition to that story, Judd, is hope you don't get mad at me. I won't tell you who was there, but this was I had to go to Salt Lake to perform this work, and there's one of the AK guys that have been following you and training with you, and he came by just to kind of watch my team work, and he's like, Matt, I didn't see you didn't have to yell at anybody, which I will yell if I need to, but they got out and were just going just one step after another step, following through. So once you get that machine working, and just like you said, Judd, my customer acquisition spend is down. It's just because I have that repeat. I'm in that cycle, and guys, anybody on here, and Mike, I mean, I remember Mike when he first started getting on Roundtable, and he didn't even, he was nervous about even asking questions. He would ask questions, but he was nervous about it. And so, just seeing that whole system, just seeing him just moving along and, now working on these big projects, I think anybody can do it if you just, follow that process, but just be consistent in what you do, be professional in what you do, follow up, and just be that person that somebody wants to call you back.
Yeah. I don't know how. I think Mike Winley's attendance to the roundtable is better than mine. Wink. But it's this isn't, as the old saying goes, this is not rocket science, right? It's really about building building pillars or engines or whatever you call it. And when we build out the marketing engine, when you build out the sales engine, when you build out the systems engine, and then you build out the remarkable experience and the way that you communicate with your clients ongoing, not just when you're first closing the deal, but when you actually wrap up the deal. What do you do after you've collected the money? Do most companies, just asking you transparently, most companies, raise your hand, most companies that you do business with, when you spend money with them, they collect the money and you don't really hear a lot from them after the fact? Raise your hand if you would agree to that. Honestly, be honest. Right? And so what does your marketing engine look like? What does your sales engine look like? What does your systems engine look like? And then how is your communication once they're a customer thereafter? What does that look like? And it's something that I think is really not understood. That's why a lot of people choose franchises, by the way. They end up thinking that there's a marketing engine in place, there's a sales engine in place, there's the tech stack that's in place, there's the training that's in place, there's going to be unlimited lead flow that's coming in from these franchise opportunities. And that's why a lot of people invest into franchises. The challenge with franchises, just transparently, is that you have to buy a territory. You got to pay an ongoing percentage to the company, which can range anywhere, and it depends on the amount of revenue you're doing. It generally has a sliding scale, but you can call it 5 to 7.5% of your revenue. And then there's marketing fee percentages off the top line as well, sometimes as much as 2%. And you don't own the brand, you own your franchisee. You can sell your portion of what you've built with your own market. And usually what you'll find is that the lead flow that comes from the franchisor is not as it may have sounded in the beginning. And so when you're building your business, I want you to think about this. This is a really important one. Imagine that you were building your business as though you were a franchisor. Imagine that you were building a business as though you were the franchisor where you could create a franchise. Just imagine that that's the way you actually wrapped your mindset around your business. Let me ask you a question. If the franchisees are really looking for a marketing engine that's structured, that's going to generate leads for them and create the social proof that's needed to close more deals, and then making sure that they understand the sales engine side of it, how they communicate objection handling, making sure that they can create emotionally compelling proposals and assessments, and then the tech stack, the system in the background that's keeping everything organized and being able to manage pipelines and automation and all of these things. As a franchisee looking to invest into that, you'd want to be, as a franchisee who's going to put up, let's say, $75,000 plus another $50,000 for a territory that's $125,000. You would hope that as a franchisee, you're going to get all of that stuff that's really, really well done. Would you agree? Everybody nod. Yes, trust me. I think we'd all agree. You put 125 grand, you want some badass sys engines that are going to work for you, right? So the question really is, you're not a part of a franchise here in the pavement industry. I know that there are some who are connected to franchises outside of pavement, but exactly, Matt Phillips. But the reality of it is this. You guys are here building your own businesses. And so you have a responsibility to your business to make sure that your marketing engine is set up. And the marketing engine that you're setting up is not just creating a Facebook page and an Instagram profile and a LinkedIn profile and a website and your Google My Business. It's not just doing that. Your marketing engine also needs to have this consistency of posts that are going out to each of these platforms. Because nobody wants to do business with a company that just sets it and forgets it. They want to see current posts. If you imagine that you were thinking about spending 50 grand with Asphalt Kingdom and you went to our Facebook page and we had 0 reviews and our last post was in 2014. Imagine you go to our Google business profile and we've got 2 reviews and the last post on Google was in 2017. And imagine you go to YouTube and you see the only video on there, because there's only one video, and it's Judd when he was 21 years old doing a how to sell door-to-door driveway sealing, which some of you guys have probably seen when I was that young. But the reality of it is we don't have that one video. So you have to build out your marketing engine so that you have this present marketing output that's gone into these platforms, right? That's your marketing engine. And you do that for lead generation, you do it for social proof. Your sales engine is making sure that, number one, you're ready to push down the gas pedal, but what does it look like when you're going out to sell these jobs? Are you approaching them in a hard sell, shove, quote down throat? Or are you going out there in a consultative sales mindset where you're going out and giving these assessments that we keep talking about over and over? Here's the drum beating again, right? Pavement assessments, go do the pavement assessments. It's like a report card for a parking lot. Just go do them. No pricing on it. Let them know, like, and trust you. Convert that assessment to a proposal. You guys following me right now? Sales engine, assessment to proposal. That's your pipeline. Prospect, enriched prospect, pavement assessment, proposal, emotionally compelling. The line items on your, if you're going to write down one thing tonight, write down emotionally compelling proposals. Just write it down. Trust me. And what you're going to say to yourself with this emotionally compelling proposal note that you're going to write down, you're going to say to yourself, you're going to write an agreement, a contract, go to ChatGPT. For heaven's sakes, sign the agreement with yourself that you're no longer going to just give some cookie cutter bullshit frickin' proposal out to people that are going to be the same generic thing time and time and time again. And the reason why is a school that has a facility manager at that school wants to be communicated with differently than somebody who may own an exotic car dealership. We talk about this time and time again. Your proposals need to be custom crafted with emotionally compelling scopes of work with the price next to it, based upon the conversation that you had with that potential sales qualified lead that's going to convert to a customer. If they've told you they care more about safety, make sure you're putting that in the scopes of work about safety. If they care more about longevity, put more about longevity. If they care more about aesthetics, put that in. If they care about all of them, build that into your cover letter. Make sure you're crafting things that are emotionally compelling. And the reason why is because you guys need to be out there quoting jobs like Michael Winley's doing at $99,000, and they all deserve the attention and time in crafting these really special proposals that people see you as being the difference that makes the difference. And when you make the difference, what you're going to find is your conversion rate hikes up through the roof. So we've gone through marketing and sales engine. You guys can watch this recording again, but trust me, apply the shit I'm talking about right now. It's game changing. Marketing and sales engine. Once you've got the sales engine, you need to make sure you're keeping everything organized. You can't just put out 100 quotes that are out there and let them sit in a Google Drive folder as Google Sheets. You need to make sure that you have some kind of automation built around that stuff and tasking that allows you guys to remember when to follow up. If you have to follow up 14 times on a proposal, which is the average number of follow-ups you need to do in today's market, it's actually higher now. If you're not doing that, then guess who is? The people we coach and train. If you guys aren't, others are going to do it because we're training that. Michael, how often is Dylan telling you to follow up? You have to follow up on all your proposals? How important is that follow-up?
It's very important, and that's a good point. And I just got a reminder today because through my hunting and the things I've been taught about my prospecting list, I got the owner of Applebee's to have me go look at 2 parking lots, his business, and send him pavement assessments with the pictures and the details and a couple of patches on there. And then he's like, quote, he sent me back a text, said, quote, I turned it into a proposal. I sent it to him Monday morning, and I got a reminder today to follow up, which I'll be doing tomorrow. I've been working on a bunch of other stuff today, trying to get it all done. But yeah, it's very important. And just like in what you just said about me following up with these people, Dylan teaches it, tells me all the time. But at the same time, I might have shared with y'all a couple of weeks ago about how I might not be able to take a call right now, or I might be in the middle of doing something. And if they come across not salesy and they're kind and they're polite, and I talk to them 3 or 4 different times, when they catch me at a time where I can talk or I got a minute, I'll take their call. I'll sit down at the computer. I'll do a demo with them because I see they're doing the things that I'm being taught to do. And it creates a relationship, even though we might not do no business. Most of the time, I'm just trying to figure out what they're doing. But, you know, hey, I'm just sharpening my spear, and I see people doing it to me. Them are the people I actually talk to. So that's a twofold thing for me.
Consistency. Consistency. When you have a marketing and a sales engine, so you've got a marketing engine, social proof, lead generation opportunities, sales engine, you know how to communicate, objection handling, closer framework, you know how to do your pavement assessments, you're doing emotionally compelling proposals, you have your follow-up tactics on each of those jobs. Now, my question is, are you building your pipeline with $500 opportunities? Are you building your pipeline with $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 opportunities? That's the only difference, by the way, between a $500 opportunity and a $5,000 opportunity is just the project, the scale of the project. The way that you work it is the same. The question is, how many $500 jobs do you need to do to make $500,000?
5,000.
1,000 of them, 1,000, right? $500,000 with 1,000 jobs. 1,000 jobs. Why would I ever do that when I could close 5 $99,000 deals and do the same thing? And I'm not saying that the $99,000 deals are the only ones that you hunt. I'm just saying this is mindset. This is mindset.
Hey, Judd, I want to just say something on what you just said, because I used to be the guy to go out there and look for $200, $300, $400 parking lots to make $1,000, $1,500 a week. And that was my mindset, looking at the broke parking lots that they don't ever want to do, thinking that was my ideal customer profile, and I was going to learn, build, and grow off of that. And it worked. But now I'm learning how to hunt the 5, 10, this 199,000. I was just reaching out to the property managers like I've been taught to do. And I had one of the biggest property manager companies in the or globally actually reach back out to me because of an email campaign I started on and started talking to her. And that's where that came from. And I got other opportunities coming up. So a big part of it is having the confidence and the belief in yourself that you can do this. Because if not, you'll always be in the fear that you're only a $200 or $300 or $400 or $500 job guy because that's all you know how to do. Build the relationships with the performance partners that can do the work if you ain't able to do it, and follow their lead.
What happens a lot of times is that when we're first starting out in this industry, a year or two in, we get into this hamster wheel habit of just going out and working hard and getting these $200, $300, $400, $500 jobs done. We get into that habit and we fill our schedule with that mindset. We go knock on residential doors, and that's what we're doing, door after door after door. Some of us even go out and get scared because we've knocked on 5 commercial doors that could have been $25,000 opportunities, and they've turned us down. And then we get reclusive and we go back to the $200 and $300 jobs because it's safe for us. Matthias, coming around to you in a second. It's safe for us because it gets us some bread and butter. But the challenge with that is it puts you into the hamster wheel and shackles you to that, and the opportunity of growth around that is not high. Who here wants to do really well in this industry? Be honest with us, everybody. Who wants to do really, really well in it? Right? Some of you raise your hand, some of you don't. That's cool, but maybe you're hearing me, maybe you're not. But like the reality of it is, if you want this, you just have to break away from what that average mindset is, which is where I was back when I was 19 years old, 19 and a half, with a son that was just being born. And I just had enough to put in the envelope to make ends meet for a month or two. And then I was going to starve for 3 months. That mindset was terrible for a couple of years until I finally realized that it can be different. That's all it is. I hope that you got, I really hope that you guys leave tonight, just transparently. I hope that you leave tonight. And my hope for you is that you look at your average job size as 30 or 40%, 50% higher than what it is right now. And what that means is by the end of 2026, I want you to take your revenue and I want you to divide it by the total number of jobs to get your average job price. And I want to see you guys annihilate 2025's numbers, man. It's just a change of mindset. If Mike closes that $99,000 deal, which he's very likely he will, that 99K deal is just one of many more that he's going to be quoting at that level. And what he does is when he closes some of those deals, it moves his sliding average upwards significantly. And he hits his revenue targets early. And I can see here, Cameron, you know, our last year was $375. And as of now, you're at 617. Cameron, that's awesome, man. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push you to say, dude, let's take that to $3,500 next year. 3,500, because it's not going to take much. And I use this as kind of numbers, just as I'm coming around, Matthias. Just think about these numbers, right? 12 and a half, $85,000 jobs, $1 million. 12 and a half, $85,000 jobs, $1 million. 25, 42,500 jobs is $1 million. And you can work those numbers and put them in your AK- revenue roadmap and work backwards from your revenue targets with gross profits. And then you can start to see what your battleground looks like so that you're actually looking at your assumptive numbers versus your actual, which is what Dylan Malone trains people on when he's getting people onboarded. Literally lays that out. So if we want to move Cameron's average order to $3,500, we better be setting up the plan that allows him to get there. Otherwise, he's going to get back to the hamster wheel and we'll be at that 600 and something dollar jobs. You'd have to do 1,000 of those to make 600 grand at a 50% margin. You're making 300K, brother. I want to see you make 600K, not 300K net profit. You follow what I mean? It's just numbers.
Absolutely.
Cool. Matthias, sorry, I rambled there for a little bit. I just need to get some numbers out of my head.
So just speaking of numbers, we get a ton of calls, or we make a lot of calls every single day. We make a lot of them. We also get people booking on our calendar. We get people to talk to. And the number one thing I hear from most guys starting out is, oh, I just want to start out small. I just want to, and it's interesting the mindset from that person to the person that pops up every once in a while, like, you know, every maybe 4% of those calls, you're just like, there's a guy that's different. So I was talking to somebody today. It was really interesting. And it was this idea that he's like, oh, I'm looking to start a business. I'm like, okay, great. What does that look like to you? And just getting into that number and idea of what he's looking for. He's like, I want to do 300,000 in the next year. I was like, okay, so this guy's in a different mindset than somebody coming, oh, I just want to make, you know, an extra 20 grand this year. And it's a side thing for me and all this kind of stuff. This guy's working too. So he's still thinking that, you know, it's a side hustle, but at the same time saying that he's thinking bigger. Then I said, okay, look at next 5 to 7 years. He's like, I want a $10 to $20 million business. Okay, instantly I'm thinking this guy's a completely different mindset. There's not this, it's not this, oh, it's gonna, we think of hockey stick curves and about growth and so on. The shorter the time frame you can make that hockey stick go up, the faster your business builds, the sooner financial independence happens. But that takes some work, it takes some guidance. And so as I listened to what Mike was saying, and the way Mike's talking now from previous, there's a mindset shift. Numbers are just numbers. It's like saying $10, $1,000, $100,000, $1 million. It doesn't really matter. They're all just numbers. And if you understand the process, you start to understand, add the confidence, and reach out, ask for help if you need it, but start putting one foot in front of the other to create that reality for yourself. It's a massive difference, like so big. So don't be the average mindset. Change that mindset to something that's bigger and allows you to really put a fire under your own butt to move forward.
That's the other thing too, Matthias, and such good points, man. Like not everyone has the financial ability to invest into coaching. Not everyone has the financial ability to go and have a marketing engine built for you. Right? Not everyone has that. But everyone has the opportunity to be able to watch videos that are free out there. Everybody has access to be able to access free resources that we have all over AK. Everyone has free access to this roundtable every Wednesday. You have access to so much. And when you reach a point where you're kind of sitting on that pivot point of saying, I may want some help. I don't want to, I feel like I need help doing this. Then at that point, evaluate what that help looks like for you, no matter who it's with, whether it's with us, whether it's with someone else. Find somebody who's been there and done that before. Find people, not just someone, find people who have been there and done that before. Like you hear Michael speaking about Dylan McCann, for example. Dylan McCann built and sold a 7-figure business in this industry. He's built it. Him and I have worked very closely together. I've trained him. He's coached many clients to success. And it's like just finding the person in your corner who you can bounce things off of, that you can interact and engage with, and that you can, if you're unsure about something, getting the right direction there. And there's all kinds of different levels to be able to do that. I mean, heck, just with AK Dash, like I'm gonna just promote this for 1 second. Just with AK Dash, with the boss level at $49 a month, Mackie will spend unlimited time with you, just helping you to understand the system. Like you don't even have to pay her. She'll just help you do that because she cares genuinely about you guys and your success, right? You don't get that from many places. And so I ask you all to evaluate where you are right now, where you desire to go in your life genuinely with this, if this is it. The time from where you are now to where your next checkpoint is, whatever that may be, I just want you all to know that can be heavily expedited and accelerated if you have the right pieces to the yellow brick road to get there. And that's really what we genuinely love to do, is lay that out. Mike, you've got your hand up, buddy.
Yeah, Mackie is a superstar. If y'all ain't talked to Mackie yet, you ain't following the dang process. Number 2.
True story.
I kept saying to my wife, I'm gonna get this coaching. I'm gonna get this coaching. I tell you, I'm gonna get the coaching. I'm gonna get the coaching. But I was chasing them $200-$300 jobs. But every now I caught a $1,000 job, and then I caught like a $1,500 week. And at the end of the month, when all my bills were due, I knew I had the $1,000 over to invest in the coaching. I did it. First month, Dylan already trimmed off the money it cost me for coaching just by stuff that I was doing, trying to figure it out and shortcut and not even understand and never even really tried, just wasting money on. Cut that off, put me on the right direction and the path to focus on the, see y'all, we need to know exactly what to focus on, and they show you the steps, little bitty steps to grow so you can see yourself grow and you can rate the progress. You might want to go from A to Z, but there's a whole bunch of letters in between there, and they want you to follow that path. And when you start following that path, that money will start coming in, that confidence will start growing, and things will start changing for you. And you'd be like, why did it take me so long to get this coaching? So if you're broke as I was, when you get a chance and your bills are paid, still, my wife's like, you still are. True, but I'm still doing the coaching, and it's changing because I believe in the process. So I just wanted to share that with y'all.
Your pipeline is building, man. And that's the thing, right? Like these opportunities were not there before at this level, and that's going to start to come out. The pipe, once you fill the pipe with these opportunities, it's going to start spilling out the other end. It's just the way that the cookie crumbles. One of the things that I'll share with you guys, like, and I think this is important. I think that we all come from certain places, right? Like we all have knowledge and experience that comes from the past up until the ultimate present. And I think that what we have a responsibility as a community is to take our previous experiences and knowledge and then pay it forward to the community here. Like, and that's a pay it forward. It's one of our core values. It's pay that forward. And so it's like the 18-month plan, you heard Mike speak about that. The 18-month plan, by the way, came from a $45,000 coaching investment that I made with one of Tony Robbins's coaches, who coached Tony. And the thing that he told me was an 8-minute session. I had 3 sessions for 45 Gs. The first session with Amy and I was that within 8 minutes, we had to build our 18-month plan. And we didn't have to write it in 18 months, but we were told that that is the exercise. So for $15,000, I was told to write an 18-month plan. And I'm like, This is a hoax. This is bullshit. Did my life change when I actually wrote my 18-month plan? Because instead of me having a vision board that was on the wall with all the things that I really desired to achieve in my life, instead of just having that vision board, I now had the yellow brick road because I wrote my 18-month plan to get there. And I didn't just manifest it, I wrote my frickin' future. And that became my plan that I executed on. And in my life, I've been able to achieve these 18-month plans time and time again. That's why when we're coaching it, the 18-month plan, writing basically backwards from where you're going to be in 18 months from now, right back to this ultimate present, allows you to lay it out. And we have literally a worksheet. If you guys, by the way, if you want that worksheet for the 18-month plan, it will describe how that works. If you guys want it, just send me an email and I'll send it to you. And you know what's cool too? When I say things like this, I'm just going to transparently communicate this. My email is right on my screen. When I say things like this and I just give stuff away like this, guys, straight up, I'll get 2 emails. There's like 17 people on here. I'll get like 2 emails. That just goes to show you, for those of you that are really killers in this, that want to go out and build a real solid business, you guys are the ones that are going to eat this alive and you're going to absolutely annihilate it. For those of you that don't do it, I hope that you find your path and you find your way, to do it on your own. But for those of you that absolutely invest into what it is that you want in your life, let's freaking go, man. Let's grow.
Cool
It's
thing.
Q4. Go ahead, Matthias.
Cool thing. Last week, within the last week, since our last meeting, one of the guys on here today was in a serious accident. Totaled his truck. First, he was going to get his stuff, and I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm just thankful that he's on here today. You never know what the next thing happens. You never know, right? But if you invest time in yourself, build something for yourself, you think about the people that you care about, think about the people that you love. You never know how many minutes you have left in this world, but if you're building something that's for your family and for the right people, I tell you right now, the invested time is worth every second.
The thing too is like, you guys are all here for a reason right now. Whatever that reason is, you should probably note it because you're here for a reason. Either inspiration, you're looking for motivation, you're looking for golden nuggets, you're looking for things you can apply to the business. You're maybe in a spot in your life that you're needing. It's a turning point for you. You may be looking to grow and scale your existing business. You may be here to just pay it forward because you've got so much from a community that you're just giving more to the community because that's something that the universe rewards you with through the law of attraction. Maybe that's part of it too. But you guys are in a freaking awesome industry, man. We're in an awesome industry. Like resistant to economic downturn, resistant to pandemics that we went through. Like we grew like crazy through that period. It's not getting replaced by AI. You know how many cybersecurity jobs have been laid off over the last 4 or 5 years? You know how much crap people have dealt with because of replacement of systems and AI systems and all of this stuff. You know how many jobs are getting lost? You got Elon that's making another million robots coming up, right? I can promise you the robots aren't going to be seal coating anytime soon. They're too polished and white. They'll get too dirty. It was a joke. It was a joke. Pedro, you got your hand up.
Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay. I'm new to this. I just bought the seal coat sprayer. It just came in like 2 days ago. So it's me and my brother, and we started seal coating. We've been doing it with the buckets, but I've been getting bigger parking lots, bigger leads. So I was like, I gotta get that sprayer, get it down faster. And then just before the meeting ends today, I wanted to leave with some tips on how to approach, because the property manager is not always on site. I just want to get a tip before it ends on how I can get that information, because I see parking lots that need seal coat every day. And I'm just like, damn, I wonder how I can get their information.
How serious are you about this business with your brother?
So we have a landscape business, and then I noticed that there's a lot of parking lots that needed seal, and I would get them, it'd be pretty easy. And then ever since then, me and my brother had just been knocking them out. So it's something that we want to add on to the landscaping. So, because sometimes landscaping gets slow, so we just close more seal coat jobs.
First off, congratulations. But I think let me ask the question again. How serious are you about this asphalt business?
Pretty serious. We thought about it, yeah. Not
Out of
50,
10,
maybe
out of 10, 10 being the highest, how serious are you about this business?
like 8.
What is it going to take you to get to a 10? What do we need to do to get you to 10, maybe an 11?
I mean, I'm all in. I invested into the sprayer. I just feel like I'm missing some information so I can be like full confident on how to close these bigger jobs.
You on AK Dash right now?
Yeah.
Are you on boss level, big boss, or king boss?
Honestly, I don't have any.
Dylan Malone, do you know? Can you look it up, Malone?
Yeah, I could check.
Pedro, the way that you're going to communicate with people is a communication style that you have based upon the things that you know right now. Coming up with the sales tracks and the way that you communicate with somebody when you show up and you actually have a conversation with the secretary needs to be practiced. You need to go through role practicing and actually understand exactly what to say to secretaries or assistants or managers that are on the floor, or the owner or the facility manager or the property manager. Having ways to communicate will allow you to get more sharp. But right now, where you are right now in this very moment, my recommendation is to get your good running shoes on, and that you're going to have to put some real solid steps. Like if you have a Garmin watch, you're going to have like 15,000 steps, 16,000 steps a day that you're going to have to put into that sucker. And you're going to knock on as many doors as you possibly can to shake as many possible hands that you can. And you got to show up with branded apparel. You have to show up with your branding. You have to show up with exactly camera. You got to show up with your business card. You got to show up with a proper company hat. And you may have all of this, but you have to show up. And when you show up, you also have an iPad that's there as well, right? You have an iPad that shows what you do, right? So you have that stuff. You can take down someone's information. You can give a business card. But having these engaged conversations is what you need to have right now. What kind of company are you building right now? Tell me just in 5 seconds, what kind of business are you building?
Longevity.
The asphalt business, though, like, are you building an asphalt business, or like what kind of business? If you came to me, what kind of business? What do you like? I'm a facility manager at a McDonald's. I'm a manager there. What are you going to tell me?
We service asphalt repair and seal coating.
Cool. What we're going to say is something different, and so just write this down. Actually, Michael Winley is going to tell you exactly what you're going to tell them.
You're a pavement asset management company specializing in seal coat, line striping, pothole repairs, and asphalt repairs.
Okay, got it.
I own a pavement asset management company that specializes in asphalt maintenance and repairs, committed to keeping your pavement safe, long lasting, and looking great. If you just write down this, I own a pavement asset, or I own a pavement asset management, it's an elevator pitch. I own a pavement asset management company. I'm committed to keeping your pavement safe, long lasting, and looking great. And that's used in your marketing. It's used in your sales lingo. It's used in your proposals. It's used in your assessments. Because, Pedro, what you're going to end up building is not something that's going to be a seal coating business. Michael Winley was building a seal coat business before that was doing $200 or $300 jobs. Now he's building a pavement asset management company. And I think, Pedro, that's, when you think about the people that you're going to communicate with, how do you get through the guard keeper, right? To get to the person who's responsible for the pavement asset.
Yeah.
By communicating with that person in a way that you're able to actually tell them what you do quickly, not just be the average company that's out there. So you're going to find that secretaries and assistants and property, any kind of gatekeeper, you're going to find that they generally are wanting to know what you do in a short period of time and how you're different and what you're really focused on. So I want you to imagine this. Imagine that you show up at a plaza that's a 25,000 square foot plaza. Let's call it a boat. Where are you located?
California, Los Angeles.
So you know Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're driving through Chick-fil-A because we're hungry. And Chick-fil-A, come on, they make great chicken sandwiches, don't they?
Yeah.
The service is badass too, right? Everybody agree with that? Chick-fil-A is badass service. They create a remarkable experience, right? We're driving through the parking lot and we go towards the drive-through and we see a pothole that's over on the right-hand side. And that pothole right there is about a 1 foot by 1 foot. Never mind, there's no pothole. There's a line that's faded or a handicap stencil that's faded, or there's a concrete tripping hazard that's there, or there's a catch basin that looks like there's mud around the edges. Pick out the flaws on the lot and think of a liability risk on that lot. Come up with a liability, because there's going to be a liability on most lots.
Okay.
And I want you to imagine that you walk in and the owner's not there, but the restaurant manager, one of their 18 managers, is in there.
Yeah.
And I want you to imagine that you walk in and you say to them, "Hey, I'm Pedro. I own a pavement asset management company. We really focus on safety and liabilities on parking lots. I noticed that there's a tripping hazard out there, and I'm really worried that one of your customers may have a trip and fall case like they had at Walmart and lost a $2.4 million lawsuit on a trip and fall. I'd love to get the video that I took out there on the parking lot over to the owner. Do you have a cell number that I can send it through or an email that I can send through this video? Because I want to get them this information, then I want to help to eliminate the liability. Happy to get that done for the owner." And I want you to think about that versus you showing up and walking in and saying, "Hi, I'm Pedro. I own a seal coating business. I'd love to get a quote for your parking lot. Can I get the owner's information?" It's just a change in mindset. It's a change in track. And that's why our coaching works. It's why what we do really, really works, is because what we want to do is optimize your time so that you can make the absolute most of your time. I'm going to stop rambling. Does that make sense, Pedro? Can you try that maybe on some of these lots that you're going out to?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey,
Cool.
Judd, can I answer his question? He was asking how to get to that gatekeeper. So as I alluded to earlier, I own a property management company in addition to my pavement preservation company. So I'm a gatekeeper for properties that I manage. So I get people coming in saying, "Hey, I do landscaping. Can I cut your grass? And here's my business card," and they leave. I get people coming in even for potholes and repairs and what have you. So I see it from the sales end that I have to do, and I also see it from the receiving end. And so I think the information that Judd is just giving you, Pedro, I hope you really took note, and all those others that are on tonight that are new, or those that watch this on YouTube, he's given you a word by word script, an opportunity to gather a word by word script that you can learn, memorize, and actually perform, and it will work. However, you will have to incorporate it for your business and for your entity and or for your location and for your thing. So he's not telling you you have to do this every single time. The key that I think Judd is, that he is trying to convey to all of us is that there's no one right way, but there is a way that if you do it this way, you'll be more successful. So it's just an option to be able to be that person that goes in and presents, have business cards, have some literature if you can, because again, he said when you go into Chick-fil-A, there's one of 18 managers there, and most of them are 18. So they don't even understand what safety issues or what the liability may be or not. So just take that information that he gave you, Pedro, and figure out your own script, or even more important, reach out to Matthias or Dylan or Judd himself. He's got his email on there right there, and say, hey, can I get a couple more scripts that I can practice and learn? I remember Mike, he's when he first started, I just remember him saying almost the same exact, how do I talk to somebody? How do I talk to somebody? And now he's getting these $90,000 jobs. Opportunities to bid, and you may not get that 90,000 this year, this season, maybe next season. But you just keep working at it, and you do, set your goals on how much you want to sell and how much you want to do for your business and be successful. And that's, I know now I'm rambling, Judd, I'm sorry, but I just am trying to convey to you guys, everybody on here, that the information that Judd repeats every week about these processes and scripts and stuff, you apply them to your business and you will. I was looking at my numbers and I think I'm going to exceed my goal this year. I'm hoping for 1.5, and so that's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, just work hard and follow the process.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
The same things that we're speaking about, if you go back and watch this 1 hour, the same things, marketing engine, sales engine, having the systems that tie it together. I won't say the company's names, but the same things we're speaking about have grown companies to $75 million in revenue without owning a shovel. Literally. If you're not building a marketing and a sales engine first, I don't care if you're landscaping, roof, or asphalt, I don't care what you are. But if you're not really building a marketing and sales engine first, then it's going to be very hard for you to achieve tremendous success in this industry. You have to separate from the pack. I want you to look at, you guys know, some of our competitors. There's Asphalt Seal Coating Direct, there's NAC Supply, there's a variety of others, there's Seal Master, there's Naira, there's a lot of different companies that are out there. And I ask you guys, do we do different than just selling equipment and supplies here at AK? We do. They don't do this kind of stuff. Do the same for your customers. Be different than the average contractor. Makes sense? Do different. Everybody's looking for fast bucks out there, guys. Everybody's looking for fast money. Create a remarkable experience. Use the CARE acronym, C-A-R-E, create a remarkable experience. Go out there and absolutely crush it. The systems, the processes, it's all right in front of you. Pavement's there. The question is, are you willing to outwork the excuses, which is our line tonight? Outwork the excuses. Cool. We are up for time here tonight, team. Did everybody get some golden nuggets during this 1 hour of roundtable tonight? Any takeaways? Thumbs up if you did. Cool. You don't have to go execute on all the stuff that we talked about. Just execute on one thing. You do that 4 times a month, that's 4 things a month. There's some big things that we spoke about here tonight. Don't eat the whole elephant, one piece at a time.
1% better daily. Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you so much to everyone on here who's engaged, everyone who has listened, everyone who's taken notes, everyone who's going to watch the recording. Mike, again, congratulations on the pipeline getting filled. Remember, off season is non-existent. On season, even through the off season that other people think is off season, it's on season. Let's go solve pain points for people, have those engaged conversations, build your pipeline, and let's execute. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, right here on the AK Roundtable. Mr. Matthias, thank you for co-hosting tonight. Appreciate you.
Did a good job, Judd. Thank you.
Oh, one more thing before anybody hops off. Dylan Malone is here, AK Dash Superstar. If you have any interest in AK Dash or any What's that? AK Dash, yeah. If you need any help with AK Dash, Dylan's on here. Even if you're on boss level, look at other options to be able to upgrade and so on. We're running some good things around AK Dash. Dylan, is there anything that you want to share before we hop off, buddy?
The systems are all implemented in AK Dash. So everything that we've discussed tonight, if you want to systemize it and have it nice and organized, the lowest investment with the highest yielding return is going to be through AK Dash. So I did drop my meeting link in the comments or in the chat box there. So you can book a time with me and I can show you guys a high level demonstration and see if it's a good fit for your company.
Appreciate it. All right, guys, for real this time. See you next week, same time, same place. Link is there and we will be in touch. Thanks everyone for tuning in. See ya.
See you guys.
See ya.